The red admiral and the windfall apples. Lovely red admiral and the last of the bramble flowers. There's an ant's nest under this tin sheet. There's a nice view along this avenue of hazel bushes in this autumn sunshine. Seed heads of the cowslips. Hundreds if not thousands of seeds. Something here being enjoying a feast of hazelnuts. The badger. Judging by the way they're just being crunched up in the powerful jaws. All over the place where the squirrels have been stuffing the nuts. I've rescued 5 outdoor tomatoes. Well, these are the last of the courgettes. The plants are all beginning to go over. There's literally tens of thousands of hazelnuts from these. I think there must be 100 hazel bushes in there. And some of them are really big. Most of them are quite small, and obviously the badgers are having a field day on these things. Not to mention everything else. And they just come out of the cups dead easy. See there, they vary in size and shape depending on which bush they come from. Unfortunately, they don't keep for very long. You have to eat them fresh. And the oak trees are producing lots of acorns. And these Bramley apples getting bigger and bigger, bigger and bigger. But they're not coming off easily, so they're not quite ripe yet. There's four of them there. You can see just how big they are. There you can see the courgettes coming to an end, being attacked by some fungus, this being the 1st of October. They've done very well. Let's have the strawberries after that weeding. And hopefully they'll produce a good crop of Cambridge strawberries next year, and probably even better the year after. Lots of acorns with that sort of pale red tip. Some make it and some don't. There are thousands of them. And now the corners have been cut in the field adjacent to this plot. No chance of setting fire to it. I can have a bonfire. I just need the wind to be in the right direction, so I don't upset the neighbours. This is the remains of an old bird table which is waiting to be burned. For now this woody woodpecker has taken it on. See now where it's chopped a nut and banged away at it. Hopefully you'll leave that tree alone. And the last of the brambles has gone. All this will be to cut right back. This tangle of thorns. All these silver birch catkins of zillions of seeds. And the badgers have been chomping away on these nuts. They've eaten all the windfall apples which I put down there. Obviously not very keen on potatoes. And I've been digging through this pile of compost. Obviously it's rich in worms. And there's the last of the beans. As I said before, I just leave these dry and then collect the seeds inside them for next year. You can see them developing in there. Try and collect an even number of green, black and yellow pods. Yeah, I have to do the onions a bit more justice next year. The asparagus fronds came up when the beans started growing. They were very much in the shade. The Boston ivy on the gable end here looks magnificent in this evening sunshine. Absolutely glorious colour it is. Badger's been in last night digging up the path. It's a bit of a nuisance. And very powerful. Digging up big stones like that. They're making a right mess. Looking where they're getting in, the badgers. They're obviously coming under the wire here. Blackbird feathers everywhere. But in addition to that, there's a bit of a squirrel's tail here. And lots of squirrel fur and blackbird feathers. Judging by the way they've been plucked out, I suspect a sparrowhawk. They do like blackbirds, and they'll take a squirrel as well. I couldn't see a cat taking a squirrel. Well, the woodpecker hasn't fully deserted its original hole in this tree, unless it's another woodpecker. Nutshells all over the shop. And the bromleys are all beginning to fall off now, so I probably need to pick the rest before they get bruised and damaged on the ground. Well, there are the Bramley cooking apples. Giant of a thing. And these are the eating apples. And that's it. That's weighed nearly a pound on its own. The rowan berries still hanging on, although a lot of them have been stripped off. Colours of autumn. Speaking of which, Boston ivy on the gable end of the house. That lovely. Great tit enjoying a bath. Cleaning its nether regions. Busy day in the garden today. Magpies, wood pigeons and squirrels. Oh, the squirrel's disappeared. It sits on top of that post there. Oh, there it is. Burying nuts. He's got to get another one. It's up on the post. That's going to eat this one. Video this through a window. Yeah, a fair old tail on it, that squirrel. Yeah, you have to get another one. Yeah, back again. I'm going to stash this one away. There's some more wood pigeons. All the leaves have fallen off the Boston ivy on this side of the house, but not on the back. We've obviously had a frost. Absolutely kale-eyed all these courgettes, which will be to dig out. That won't take long. Compost them. And the other thing to do is to remove the beans, which I want to keep for seeds for next year, and dismantle this frame and put it away till next year. Well, that didn't take long. A lot more beans than usual. But, spread them out. If you don't, they tend to go mouldy. Just leave them in the garage, dry off. It's one of the red oaks. It's a shame that they don't like the conditions in here. Woody woodpecker. All these shells all over the place. All this is to burn. But it's been so wet recently that it'll take ages to dry out. You can see the colours developing in the garden. Some oaks go yellow very quickly, others remain green for seemingly forever. And at the back there you can see the maple trees turning bright yellow. It's that time of year, lots of fungi appearing, but nothing of any great interest. And this is the rowan tree. Every single rowanberry has disappeared. Almost overnight. You don't really notice it. Well, I've picked most of the sound brownleys. These are almost things, and I'll take them inside and just put them in a box. And they're useful for feeding the birds when it's really harsh weather. You can see where they've been picking away at these that are on the ground already. Well, all the leaves are beginning to fall off now. You're just left with this. All the leaf stems. Well, it's November the 18th. The beech hedges are all turning that golden brown. The asparagus is all turning brown. It'll all be to cut back to ground level, wait for the new sprays for next year. It's time to rake these leaves up and sweep up the drive. Clean the porch out of leaves as well. It's not a bad day for it, it's not very windy and the leaves are wet, so they're not blow around when you're raking them up. Well, most of the leaves are off now on the ground, so I just need to rake all these up here along this path. Well, that looks a lot better. I mean, you could rake up all the leaves, but they harbour so many invertebrates and slugs and snails and little worms, so that in the winter time the birds can root around in here. Similarly on the lawn, the worms will soon take these down, improve the soil. I've just tipped these leaves on the garden. I'll just kick them about, spread them about, and the worms will take them down, improve the soil texture and fertility for whatever we grow in here next year. It won't be potatoes, I know that. But certainly the beans, and maybe another go with the onions. Things that are easy to grow. Well, that's that time of year when you have to start feeding the birds. Frost beginning to come. I've scattered a few apples and some bird food on the ground for the smaller birds. Got a little table here with sort of suet and sort of the seeds. Yeah, just a couple of fat balls in here. They seem to go through these like nothing on earth. They eat 4 a day, and I'm wondering what eats them and how they get at them. Is it the squirrels? Because what I've had to do is I've had to tie it up with a wire because the squirrel was chewing through the string. The whole thing ended up on the floor. So to that end, I've set up my trail camera over there. I'll just leave that on for a couple of days and see what we get. Also got all these nuts and acorns. Now jays like acorns, but I've never seen a jay in the garden. I wonder if squirrels like them. Anyway, I'll put a few on this little tray with and see what comes along and takes them, if anything. There's a decent assortment of them on there. Most of the leaves are falling off the aces, yellow everywhere. They're lovely colours. Almost dazzling. Enriching the soil. Some of the oaks are still green. Most of them have turned brown. Well, all the beans are dry now. It's just a case of breaking them open and extracting the beans and saving them for next year in a paper envelope. There'll be enough beans in here to... Well, the blackbird's enjoying the apples. They demolish them in no time. Well, I put a lot of acorns and nuts in here a couple of days ago and they've all gone. I wonder what's eating them. I wonder if the squirrels can get up here. Anyway, yeah, have a look on the trail camera. see what's pinched them. It's the 2nd of December and everything is white over with frost. No snow, just frost. Last night it was -8. I just checked the thermometer now and it's still -4. It is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Everything is still. There's no wind. Just looking into the woodland. How these small creatures like rodents and birds, how they survive this overnight, I have no idea. But anyway, must keep feeding them. There's the bird to be seen. As soon as I put this bird food out, they will all appear. Well, woke up this morning to this. Snow. I mean, it looks very picturesque, but I can't stand the stuff. Just come into the woodland to see what there is about. See if there are any tracks in the snow. No, nothing but bird tracks. Pheasant and pigeons. Well, go and get the bird food. Keep feeding our little feathered friends in this. Winter landscape. Well, it's a lovely day, December the 5th, and a couple of things left to do in the garden. One, cut all this asparagus right down, carry it up the garden, and cut this buddleia right back before these seeds go everywhere. Well, that's the asparagus done. I've just covered it up with a layer of leaves just to get the frost off, and when they rot down, of course, they'll provide a little nutrition. And there's the buddleia, having had it shot back and sides. Otherwise it's become enormous. Take over. Well, hopefully the rivers will have gone down. Big mountains high with small snow melt. which absolutely useless for fishing. But that's the garden for the autumn. I mean, autumn doesn't officially finish until December the 21st, when winter starts. Very, very much feels as if winter has arrived up here. Anyway, we'll see you in the garden in the springtime. Take care. See you now. Bye bye.